Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I'm just taking a moment to share this live with my VIP group. If you are not in my VIP group and would like to be privy to additional inspiration, inside information, and the occasional game or whatever, comment VIP below and I will send you the link. I did this last week. One side says food, family, and friends. This is on our drop-in box. The other says kiss the cook. And what's really cool about this frame is it is on sale, I think, until midnight tonight. I don't know if they're going to continue it further. I know the general surface sale ends tonight. But what's really cool about it is it comes with these inserts. And these inserts are kind of like a cardboard, but they feel like suede. And they're called our chalk suede paper. And this outside the box, see, it's outside of the box. I'm going to slide it in here. Comes with 3 of these inserts, and they can all store inside, and it's double-sided, and you could buy additional inserts. So I'm going to put this little one aside and do something new for tonight for my outside the box frame. Now, because they are technically paper, you want to fuzz your transfer quite a bit before you use it, because it's paper. Our adhesive back transfer is going to stick very snugly to it. Do you have someone in your life that's special to you, that you love very much, and that they're basically freaking awesome? Let them know. That's my first tip for tonight. The special people in your life, let them know how special they are to you. Sometimes people don't realize. We just assume that they know. They might not know. So, if you know someone who is freaking awesome, wouldn't this make a great gift for them? This is our A size transfer. And it's real easy to use, and I'm going to do it one and done, quick project for tonight. Notice I'm fuzzing quite a bit. If you don't have a fuzzing towel, just use a towel or a sweater, anything that's going to put a little bit of lint on the back of the transfer. Okay, so I fuzzed this transfer probably at least 10 times, and now I'm going to apply it to my chalk suede insert. Now our transfers are adhesive, our transfers or stencils are adhesive backed. So I have to be a little careful laying this down. Of course, it's sticking to my fingers because it's adhesive, right? Adhesive backed. So I'm just positioning the stencil, and then very gently I'm gonna make sure that it's aligned, and then very gently just smooth it down. I'm going to pick this up and lay it back down. Again, I'm a little crooked here and I hit a couple air bubbles. You want to smooth it out. Make sure you don't have any air bubbles. Everything nice and smooth, because if there's a little air bubble, it's not going to, the chalk paste isn't going to go through quite as nicely. Now I'm using chalk paste, not chalk paint. Our chalk paste was specially formulated to work with our adhesive backed silkscreen stencils. This color is called Shimmer Watermelon. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? I wanted something nice, bright, and striking to work with this transfer. And I'm going to just smooth it over the white part, which is the silk screen of the transfer or the stencil. You can think of our transfers as stencils on steroids, because they have a silk screen where the image is, and they are adhesive backed, and they are reusable. And our chalk paste and our ink, we use ink for when we want something permanent, are both water soluble, so that makes cleanup nice and easy. I want to be careful and not go off the edge of my stencil. Just going to turn it around. I like pulling the squeegee to me. You don't have to really put any pressure. I like to say, if you could butter toast, you could chalk. Because actually applying the chalk paste with the squeegee, I put less pressure than when I would even butter a piece of toast. So how simple is that, right? I'm just grabbing a little bit more paste, smoothing over the silk screen. When I get all the silk screen covered, I want to go back over it, smooth out any lines that might be there, lift up any excess paste, put the excess paste back into the jar. Why throw it out, right? You might as well use it. Looks like I have everything covered really nice. I've got a little line here that I'm going to get rid of. Okay. Now, time for peel and reveal. All I need to do is lift up my transfer. Now it's sticking here a little bit because, like I said, this is our chalk suede paper. You don't really want to lift or pull on the corners, but I could peel it up a little bit just to get my finger underneath there and be able to lift it, because our transfers are like cloth because of the silk screen. Like, think of them like fabric, and you don't want to stretch or distort them. I just need another hand here to hold this down as I lift it off. How do you like that? Now this transfer is somewhat distressed, and that's noticeable in the font, and that's intentional. Just want to make sure I've got a little paste on my fingers. I don't want to pick this up and smear anything. So let me clean up my fingers real quick. This is a shimmer paste, so it's still wet, very, very shiny. It'll darken up a little bit as it dries. But isn't that nice and bright and bold, right? Well, I guess if you're telling someone that they're freaking awesome, you might as well go bold, right? So I'm not going to insert this in the out of the box frame yet because I need it to dry a little bit. Let me clean things up. I've got my little dryer here, and I'll dry it, and then we can insert it. And in the meantime, I'll talk about tip number 2 for Tipsy Tuesday. I made a mistake the other day and didn't realize it for probably 2 days. I was working on something a little bit more involved, and I had a bunch of paste out, a bunch of jars of paste out. Hang on, I've got my cord tangled with my laptop cord. Anyway, I had a bunch of different jars of paste out, and when I put everything away, I had a bunch of jars kind of like stacked on each other, and I didn't realize it. I had one of the caps on top but not screwed on, so it basically was exposed to the air for like 2 days. So I noticed it, and I said, uh-oh. And it was a brand new jar, right? All I had to do is take a little bit of distilled water, spray it on the top of the paste of the jar, seal it up, and tomorrow I'll stir it up and basically rejuvenate that chalk paste. If your chalk paste gets a little bit too thick, it should be more of the consistency of like Greek yogurt, you know, where it holds its peaks, but it's not stiff or anything. If it gets a little thick, just give it a little spritz of distilled water and stir it to basically reconstitute it, if you will. You want to use distilled water because water could have minerals in it, or tap water generally does have minerals in it, and you don't want the minerals interacting with the pigments of the paste and changing the color at all. So that's tip number 2 for Tipsy Tuesday. Now I'm using my drying tool. It's more of a focused air, and it gets warm. It doesn't really get hot per se. Just to go over this and dry it a little bit quicker than it would dry normally. Not like I don't have any patience, right? Our paste will generally dry on its own in like 5 minutes. Our shimmer paste take about 8 minutes, just because they have all that sparkle and shine in them. Oh, look at, see how much shinier it is? It's like glitter without the mess. How cool is that? Okay, and obviously I can do something on the other side if I want. Just make sure if you're doing double sides that if you're going horizontal, make sure your image on the other side is horizontal. So you could basically display both images at the same time. I'm just going to slide this into the out of the box frame. And this is a nice heavy duty frame. It's nice and thick. It's made out of probably wood or MDF or something like that. It is almost 1.5 inches thick. And let's see how tall it is. 7.5 inches, 7.5 inches wide and 9 3/4 inches tall. So it's a nice substantial frame. I think it makes a nice statement. It's subtle. I like the whitewashed. You could paint it if you want. You can paint one side and keep the other side white, right? Whatever really appeals to you. So thank you for joining me for Tipsy Tuesday. Wasn't that a quick little project? But remember, you've got somebody freaking awesome in your life, let them know. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I truly appreciate it. I will see you soon.